Hey guys, welcome back to TCG Bros. Tonight we're going to be doing probably one of the goofiest deck profiles that I've ever done. We're going to be going over Crystal Beast tonight, and I know you're probably thinking, who is playing Crystal Beast in this current format? And I would answer to you that many hours of crying followed the Exiton on the ban list. Because this deck was helped so much by Exiton that I can't even explain. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Be forewarned, if you're expecting a pure Crystal Beast profile, it's not the case, I'm sorry. But this deck is so much fun just to mess around with. I love playing with this deck just for fun. It's super, super goofy. 3 Crystal Pegasus, you really need 3 of this card. You cannot play this without it. And a lot of people, because of these, play Lightning Chidori in the extra deck, but I don't know, it's just not for me. 3 Topaz Tiger, another card that's really good, because in the it gains attack when it's in the damage step while it's attacking. We have 2 Ruby Carbuncle. You don't want to get 3 because if you draw into these, they are really, really horrible. Really horrible to draw into. 2 Summoner Monk. By the way, if there's an edit in here, just know my camera has died and I'm going to recharge it and start filming again. 2 Summoner Monk. Big, big, big key in this deck. 1 Hamon. This is actually just one of those things where if it works out, it works out, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I just like it for the option because people really don't expect it. And where the real fun begins. 2 Trick Clown, 2 Hat Tricker, and 2 Damage Juggler. So Damage Juggler, when you draw into it, you use it basically just to prevent the OTK. Hat Tricker is good for your level 4s, and Trick Clown is good for the same. So, I'm sure you know how the Trick Clown engine works. It's really not bad in this deck, and I know you may think there's like a flow problem, but given Summoner Monk and the use of Instant Fusion in this deck, it works super well in my opinion. And then you got 2 Max C. You really need Max C. If you don't have somebody to negate the summon, you want to plus off of it. So if you can't negate it, plus off of it. that's my logic for drawing. 2 Crystal Promise. That is kind of self-explanatory for your Crystal Beasts. 2 Ancient Ruins. A lot of people play 3. That's disputable. I would agree 3. This format, is Crystal Beast the greatest? No. Do you need 3 Ancient Ruins? Probably, but that's why I use 1 Terraforming. So, I would recommend playing 3 Ancient Ruins. I don't have a 3rd one, but I think just looking back over my testing, I think that a 3rd Ancient Ruins would be appropriate. 2 Crystal Beacon, 2 Crystal Release. This card is really good. And 1 Crystal Abundance, which is the new Crystal Beast Exiton. But Abundance, when this card works, it is unholy good. It's amazing. When you get that card off, it's probably the most satisfying play in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ayers Rock Sunrise. The only deck that this is even remotely decent in. You can get these super cheap. It's basically just like bulk garbage from Dragons of Legend, but you basically use this to get your Sapphire Pegasus back from the grave. So sometimes if you have this in hand, you want to let your Pegasus go to the grave and then get them back with this, because it makes epic plays. Huge plays. 2 Instant Fusion. Definitely want to use this. It can make insane plays in this deck. And continue on here. Okay, continuing on from where we left off. I had to recharge the camera and take a little pause. Anyway, One day of peace. Since this deck is kind of behind on a lot of decks, you really need to try to control the pace, which is why we have a lot of summon negation as far as traps. And so you're on one day of peace to help you kind of pace out the game, and triple Grand Horn of Heaven. Now you may wonder, why do we not play Solemn Warning? Solemn Warning is good, but you're already paying costs with a lot of stuff in this deck, like Trick Clown. Sometimes its use can get kind of expensive on life points, and if you're facing a Pendulum deck, the negative side of this card is still such a tremendous minus to your opponent if they Pendulum summon a full board on, because they lose all of those to the graveyard because it's a negated summon, and then they only get to draw one off of it. So a lot of cards can't be affected, or they can like negate. Like imagine a Cyber Dragon Infinity. Once per turn it can negate, but if you negate the summon, then its effect is never active on the field. So this card is really good, and it's a cheaper alternative to a lot of other like back row, and I think for this deck it does the job pretty well. I'm really happy with it because it's crazy the stuff you can pull off with that. And then 3 Super Rush Recklessly. This was actually a tech I saw from another video that somebody did on Crystal Beast a long time ago. Not quite sure whose profile it was, so I apologize, but 3 Super Rush Recklessly. This card is kind of goofy as well. Basically, you just sit on any of your Crystal Beast monsters, and you flip this, pop one on your opponent's side of the field, and then you take, for example, this from your monster zone to your spell and trap. So instead of tributing one to the graveyard, and sometimes it's kind of situational, like if you need a Pegasus or something in the grave for an Ayers move, or to use an instant fusion or something like that, like you need a target, you can kind of use your best judgment whether you want to send it to the grave or the spell and trap zone. And this is just a really fun tech card that I think is something you should play in Crystal Beast all the time, especially if you're going to run 6 or 7 beasts. I think it's really good because a lot of the time you're going to have one of those monsters on the field one way or the other. Into the extra deck. So, of course, you have to have the ultimate God Cowboy for a tier 7 deck. I'm just kidding. But anyway, Cowboy. You're just gonna see a lot of generic rank 4s here. That's what this is. It's a rank 4 spam. 1 Constellar Omega. It's Italian, that's why it doesn't say Constellar Omega. But anyway, your Trick Clowns are your level 4 lights. So if you can use this, you can use it, and it's pretty nice. It's unaffected by spells and traps if you don't know how this works. But 1 Performage Trapeze Magician for your Trick Clown stuff. 1 Diamond Crab King, just to get over that big beater stuff. 1 number 101 Silent Honor Arc. 1 Heartland Draco. This is a must play in Crystal Beast. A lot of people don't play Heartland Draco in other decks, but with a deck where you have a field spell active, this is an incredible rank 4 that you just need to play it. 1 number 103 Ragna Zero. Such a good card. I can't even explain it. This is also something I found from that somebody else was using in an old deck profile from like a couple of years ago or a year plus ago. This card is probably one of the best cards in the extra deck. It's, in my opinion, I'm surprised people have not started playing this in competitive decks that run rank 4s, because Blade Armor Ninja was really good, but if you're playing any rank 4 or level 4 spam deck that isn't Warrior, this card is your Blade Armor Ninja, and it just promotes OTK, and it is the bomb. 1 Dark Rebellion Xyz speaks for itself. 1 number 80 Rhapsody. 1 Diamond Dire, because Diamond Dire is basically free in this deck. 2 Eldrazi Norden. I can't say enough about Norden. When this deck had Exciton, it was unholy the things you could do, but sadly he is gone to join Stratos, and he's probably never coming back. Anyway, a couple of level 3s for your very, very rare occasion. Nightmare Shark, just because it can attack directly you target itself. And then a Wind Up Zen Mains. And I just like Zen Mains. I've always been a big fan of Zen Mains, because depending on how you use Zen Mains, you can just sit on it, and if people are really stupid, they'll run into it, and then you get to destroy their stuff for free. And it kind of just intimidates them from coming at you for a turn on some occasions. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this profile. I know it's like a really, really strange mix. It's something that not a lot of people play, and I know in OCG, Crystal Beasts have pendulum scales. So I would like to think one day, possibly in 2016, we may get those pendulum scales, just because the way Konami is starting to bring all the OCG exclusives over here, and the TCG is starting to go there just a little bit more frequently. So I'd venture to say we have a decent likelihood within the next couple of years to get those scales, potentially. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Make sure you leave some comment in the description. Leave your comments in the comment section. I'll fill out the description. Excuse me. I can tell I've had no sleep for a while. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thanks for watching, as always.